and I was expected to stand for my entire shift, you know, the full 8-hour shift, whatever it was, and you scan and you beg.
Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to watch lesser known things about England. So the thing is, what we know about England is like the British humor is the best, and also like we know about how British people live. They are very quiet as compared to American people, because American people are very loud and at your face, and also like in British, like people would just focus on their own work, and like in America, like they are known to be like so much into you, like they will come into your space. Even in India, they will break your space barrier and they will come and talk to you.
Also, like I was watching a video, I was learning like accents, like difference between American accent and English British accent, right? Yeah, so there's a difference that you guys speak words like it's very narrow face, like narrow mouth, like whoa. And also they just leave behind the, you know, some letters. That is like the British accent, and American accent is very loud, and if they have to say loud, and Americans say loud. So one thing I knew, like learned about the England, so that was something new I learned.
So let's get into the
video.
So without further ado, let's go. I guess in my mind, I sort of imagined I'm just gonna do this like rapid fire. We're not gonna talk about it too much, because then I'll just keep talking and then I won't stop talking, and then this video will be like a million years long. Most things in England tend to use 24-hour time. So like bus timetables, train timetables, my calendar at work defaults to 24-hour time, but nobody says 24 hours. So the meeting might say 1600, but then your boss will say, remember that meeting at 4 o'clock? Don't forget. It's like this split between, you see 24 hours and you hear 12 hours. I mean, even the clock in my kitchen, like on the oven, is 24 hours. And that doesn't come natural to me, so sometimes I look at it and I you know, it takes a minute. Math is not my strong suit. Also, I say math, but in England it's maths.
Maths. In India too,
So
maths.
maths is not my strong suit. The more you know. I've mentioned this before, there's no power outlets in the bathroom.
Oh.
This genuinely annoys me. I know everybody's always like, it's a safety hazard. Why would you want power in a bathroom? Well, when you've grown up with it your whole life and then you don't have it, it's like, I gotta charge my electric toothbrush in the kitchen, and that feels very strange to me. You know, at McDonald's, when you have that ketchup dispenser and you like push the pump thingy and you have a little cup of ketchup? In England, they have those for ketchup and some for barbecue sauce. That's different. I don't know, again, I don't know if this is everywhere, but in the Southeast, a lot of the big grocery stores, the cashier will sit and scan your items, but you're in charge of bagging them. Which doesn't seem like a big deal. I used to work at Walmart back in Canada for like 3 months in between my first and second year at college. So I just needed a summer job, worked at Walmart, which is Asda, and I was expected to stand for my entire shift, you know, the full 8-hour shift, whatever it was, and you scan and you bag. So when I came here, and all the cashiers at Asda are sitting on these nice comfy seats, and they don't have to bag the stuff, like, man, that's awesome. So, I mean,
in India too, they bag our stuff.
Bag and scan, so I'm not bitter or anything. I am bitter. Another thing I've noticed, most people in England drive standard cars, which is interesting. I don't know a single person in Canada that drives a standard car. Everybody drives automatic. It's just
in India too, manual cars.
Automatic is just so easy. I don't understand. But then I'm sure people are gonna be like, you know, oh, that's not the real way to drive a car. You gotta drive standard, and you know, good luck with that. Raccoons don't exist in the UK, but foxes do. I've never seen a fox before until I moved to England, and I see them, like, sadly quite a lot. And I mean, I can't put the rubbish out the night before because the foxes will rip it open. It's basically the UK's raccoon. You can't put garbage out in Canada because the raccoons get in it with their little fingers and their thumbs, like they get right in there. Same thing with the foxes. They rip that stuff open. And it is not pleasant to pick up in the morning, let me tell you. This is just a side note about the foxes. I'm sure all the British people are well aware. When two foxes love each other very much and decide to share that love together as a couple, it sounds like a woman is being brutalized in the street, like blood-curdling screams. So the first time I heard foxes mating, I thought somebody was dying, and I ran to my boyfriend. I was like, oh my God, like, what is happening? Something's happening in the street. Like, can you not hear this? This woman is screaming, and he's like, nah.
Foxes are mating.
Those are the foxes.
Foxes.
So don't let that freak you out. Just, just saying. Almost everybody in, okay, I can't generalize. Everybody I've heard referencing the United States calls it America. Which is interesting because I've never called it America till I moved to England. So in Canada, I mean, we call it the States.
We also call it America.
We call it the US.
Yeah, mostly.
We call it down south. But I've never heard really people call it America. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense. That's what it's called. It's called the United States of America. So it makes sense to call it America, but we just don't. If you're living in England, chances are your mailbox is just like a slit on the door. In Canada, you'll either have a mailbox like on the exterior wall of your house by your front door, like a metal usually thing you put the mail in, or you might have a mailbox at the end of your driveway if you're like more rural, and the post guy just like drives along and puts your mail in these mailboxes at the end of the driveway. But for some reason in England, they scrapped the mailbox idea. Who needs one? Let's just cut a hole in your door with a little flap and then just shove the mail through. However, sometimes this sounds like someone is breaking into your house, so don't freak out. Maybe. Lesser known thing about England, people tend to sign like texts or messages to people with an X or maybe multiple X's, but definitely at least just one. At first I thought this was like a flirty thing because it's like you're sending a kiss to somebody, like, excuse me? Pretty much everybody does it. I mean, we have a cleaning lady that comes sort of once a month and she sends me X. She'll be like, see you then, Alana, X. It's like, I've only met you like twice. The X thing is quite like a polite thing to do, I've had coworkers and almost like near strangers send them. So it's a thing. I've also learned that medicine packaging, like painkillers or like the boxes with like liquid cough syrup or whatever, all that packaging has Braille on it. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't think Canada does that. Like, why don't we do that? When using an escalator, make sure to stand on the right-hand side and walk on the left-hand side. Failure to do so is punishable by death, basically.
Walking on the left side of the escalator is, I think, so a big thing in UK, because in India also, if you want to walk, and normally I've not seen people walk on an escalator. Normally people just stand there only. But if you have to walk, then you have to just go, excuse me, and then you have to just move around. But then yes, if there is a rule in UK, then people need to follow that. And also, like, calling it America is something that I think so the whole world does it, because in India also we call it America or America as they say it.
You don't call it America.
America in Hindi terms.
Yeah, in India mostly America.
Yeah, America. So we call it America or America. So this is how we also know it.
Also, that fox thing was something new, I would say, because if I would be on her place, I would be also shocked like what is happening outside, and then her boyfriend called her that they are making out. I think that is so funny.
So what do you guys think about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share and
subscribe.
Bye.